Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, gather around another episode of RPT, man, the RPT podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, sharing. It's been real lit, man, seeing you guys out. My tour is technically getting ready to start back up, but I got a little taste of the limelight, man. So everybody that got to make it to Louis the Singer's show in Fort Worth, I got to open up and do some funny shit at the beginning before all the rappers and all the shenanigans and all the twerking and the country music and the Chris Bettis band and all the shenanigans, man. How was that? Well, shout out to Louis, man. You know, it's really cool to see him on the rise. I met him when he was a youngster, man. But him and his team, you know, ever since he got out of prison, they put together a real nice cult following, bro. I mean, there's people singing every word of the hook. I mean, they're on their feet, they're screaming, they're there early for the meet and greet. And it was just cool to be around that energy, man. A lot of the people that wrote him, I mean, you're kicking it backstage with Paul Wall, Chris Bettis. You know, you're out there talking to the people of Fort Worth. So, you know, I want some more Fort Worth, man. So, I know I am doing like the Arlington Improv or something this year, but
tickets are already available, by the way, on the Arlington.
For Arlington Improv, okay, that's what's up, man. But yeah, people buying tickets for the shows like way in advance. Like, man, I got my tickets for San Jose, San Antonio. I'm like, damn, those aren't until April, October.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kick off the tour in Brea, California, February 8th. Burbank, California, February 10th. We do Houston Improv, February 23rd and the 24th. Just hit up the website, chingobling.com. And speaking of websites, man, the Chingo the merch, we're getting it going, man. We're stocking it up. Orders are going out. We decided to put these up that were like strictly for 2023 tour. So 2024, you're going to see some different items, different things, all fresh.
Yeah, all fresh. We're revamping a bunch of stuff to where it's like, okay, what are we doing? And we just know the direction we're going in now. We're hitting it hard in certain things. YouTube's getting a little bit more organized right now, so we could really streamline everything. So it's just a matter of time before we have everything going. And then the other thing, thank you for being patient with us.
It's a lot.
That last week with the RPTs. All right, that's on me. I don't know. I can tell them, right? Yeah, I can tell. So Israel, my friend, the one back comment, our friend,
Israel
Garcia. He got his cancer. He was battling pancreatic cancer, and he had it pretty bad to where it was aggressive. And so we were doing treatments and chemo and things like that. And then last week? Like it was a couple weeks ago. But it got worse and it spread everywhere. And there was no more treatments they could do for him. So we ended up transporting him from Houston to El Paso. And he's in hospice now. So he's still with us. And apparently, when he got home, he's doing pretty good. I was just like, he's now in hospice.
As good as you could be doing in that current situation.
Well, compared to when he was in the hospital. So when he was in the hospital, it was pretty tough. But then finally, when we got him home, for whatever reason, just change the scenery makes him feel pretty good. So like right now, like his mom's like, his spirits are up more than it was before, and he's doing okay for what you can be. But like, I mean, they were watching football games and stuff like that. So he's still doing like life. Like, you know what I mean? Even in that state, he's still doing a damn thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so definitely keep our friend in your prayers. Count your blessings.
All of that.
Yeah. And he put out a fire special for us, man, for you guys, for everybody. So at the very least, go check out that special, The Great Escape by Israel Garcia, and share it.
I was in the hospital with them, dude. Like, these doctors at the MD Anderson, they work with cancer patients and stuff, so they see this all the time. We would tell them he's a comedian and he had a special, and we were telling them about the special, and they went to go watch it, and then they come back and be like, "Oh, that special was amazing."
Oh yeah, and the doctors were.
They were all like, "Dude, what the heck?" Like, we didn't know who. Oh, it was amazing. Like, we're gonna share it with some of our patients and stuff like that. So that's great because it helps give that perspective of it, and it was just like.
I never thought about that. Like,
dude,
hey man, people that are literally battling what he's going through, like going through something similar, health, trials and tribulations, what can they get from that special? Like, I just got goosebumps. Like,
A lot, because the thing is like I was telling Israel when we first did it, and I told him that's why he has to do it with talking about the cancer, because I told him we know comedians that have had cancer before and then they die, but nobody has the balls or nobody has the wherewithal to be able to make light of it, and the only ones that technically can make light of it would be a comedian that has it. And so I was like, you just do it, man. Like you could do it. And then we talked it out. We wrote out the way he could do it format, and he just delivered.
Yeah.
And dude,
yeah. I'm sad I wasn't there. They filmed it at the comic strip in El Paso. Yeah. But yeah, man, there were different talks about like different like fundraising shows and things like that. Like, will he have the energy to do, what's his role? Is he going to participate? Like, can we put him on a show? Can he travel? You know what I mean? Like, I think Polar Bear was going to go with him, take him to New York. Yeah,
there was going to be a New York show, but that's right around the time that it was getting bad. Yeah. So
yeah, man, it took a turn. So when I heard that, I'd see him prepping for like, yeah, man, this is the set. I worked on it all night. Like, this is the order, and I want to take this approach. And, because he always had like his high, rapid fire, high energy style. And it was cool to see like, yo, bro, it came together masterfully. Like, he adjusted and adapted and like finessed and maneuvered to be able to give people the medicine they need.
Yeah, it was about 67% organic as far as like, transitions. Some of it was written with some of the jokes, but he put it in a position with his actual life. And when most of that special, it's all freestyle. Most of it he's just telling you the story of what happened. And he to the point to where when he put it out, he still didn't understand it. Like, he's like, why are they laughing right there? And I was like, you don't, because he's not that style of storyteller. Like, he's a comedian, joke writing type of comedian.
Very physical.
So when I was having to explain like some of the stuff, like, oh no, that's the tension that's built up and quiet, because he's like, I'm a rapid fire, boom, 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 make them laugh, hit them again, make them laugh, hit them again. So then when we were talking about this part, it was like, no, that's tension, bro. So like when you pause, they're so wound up that anything you say right now is a boom, it's guaranteed laugh. And he's like, oh, like there was stuff he still didn't understand.
It was crazy. He innately, masterfully pulled off like creating tension, and a lot of comedians can't do that. So yeah, man, keep them in your prayers, keep them in your thoughts, count your blessings, and Juan already had a lot on his plate, but Juan really is like the best friend that anybody could pray for, bro, and wish for. Like, Juan was there like a family member, like as if he was the nurse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I was running through like I was like, damn, dude, y'all keep calling me Dr. Juan. They're teaching me some shit. I was running from office to office with the mom, with the other doctor, and then with the nurses, and I was like, okay, something's happening. Okay, I'll be right there. Oh no, I come over here, and it was just nuts.
And trying to crazy and keeping a level head, and I don't know how the hell you do it, bro, but like staying calm when literally it felt like everybody's back was against the wall, you know what I mean? Because, Juan was doing a good job of assisting his family, like explaining, like, look, this is the scenario, this is what they saying, and this is where we're at, and this is what has to be done. And, so hey, keep Juan in your prayers too, man. This boy been like working himself to the bone since the minute he came on board. And we finally are seeing like, I know you always give me updates on stats. It's like, bro, like, man, you just hit 300K on Instagram. Like, yo, the TikTok, they going crazy for this on this. And look at how this went up. And check out, you tapping into something over here and yada, yada.
Yeah, we're going live. So if y'all don't have TikTok, or if you do have TikTok, you don't have Chingo, spread the word, because like I'm
almost live. At 100K.
Yeah, we're about to. We're going to be doing a lot more lives and freestles and stuff like that.
This is like my second or third TikTok page.
Yeah, and we just went live like 3 times in this past 2 days. So we're gonna be doing some pop-up lives and then talking about some stuff on there, doing giveaways later. Down the line. So just make sure you guys tune in. It's all,
no more games, no more happy talk.
No more games.
We trying to sell out everything, man. Like, come on, man. Houston, February 23rd, 24th. But yeah, we got a good show for you guys.
If you're in Houston,
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned. Get subscribed on the lives for TikTok and notifications.
The centrifications.
We got some stuff coming in January where Chingo's gonna make some appearances and some spots. Y'all could show up, sign autographs, doing meet and greets, all kinds of stuff. Just saying what's up to people.
Yeah, grassroots, man. So we're definitely gonna be out and about for sure. Some really cool stuff. Cool, pop-ups and stuff like that. So pull up on your boy when you catch wind of it. So all right, man, you ready to get into some of these videos, bro?
Yeah. What we got?
So this right here is an epic battle of epic proportions. White rice versus brown rice.
Yeah, white rice, not brown. Brown rice is bad for you.
God, it's like the complete opposite of everything that we learned.
That's because some guy in the 70s was like, because fiber.
Yeah.
Brown rice has a whole bunch of lectins, it shreds your gut, and it's got 80 times more arsenic than white rice. That's why every rice-eating culture on the planet peels their rice unless you're too poor to peel your rice. So the fact that some kind of self-loathing long-distance runner in the 70s told you to eat a whole bunch of fiber and whole foods, whatever that means, it doesn't work. That's what made me fat. I was also a raw vegan, by the way. Like, I was a devout vegan.
You've done the whole thing.
Yeah, it gave me worse arthritis. It gave me more autoimmunity. It gave me terrible joint pain. I broke teeth. 80% of people go vegan quit because it makes them sick, and it can take years to recover. So don't do that.
So when my wife started getting into bodybuilding, like around the time I met her, she was such a disciplined, strict eater. Like all her, like the diets and the menus and the macros and the measuring and the counting and all that stuff. And it was kind of disgusting, a lot of that food, bro, because you're having to eat so much rice and you're having a meal prep and you're having a Tupperware. But then Juan started telling us like, nah, bro, I saw a video where like white rice gets moldy. And now we're hearing that like, man, brown rice was a psyop.
Well, it's just rice can't be left like in the fridge and stuff for too long because it gets like a certain
type of
mold of like the berry something mold that it happened in Japan. So people are just like, dude, just cook it the day of and eat it.
But now they're saying brown rice has like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they were thinking it was good for you because apparently some runner back in the day was like
brown rice.
I do brown rice, dude. And I'm that's why I got first place.
And
it was like, damn, dude, he must know what's up.
I mean, he must have been influential, or it must have caught on with like some pseudoscience. That must have been like. I'm really curious. If anybody knows, let us know in the comments.
But here's the thing, though, like
this is how it got pushed so much.
But think about the food industry. Think about the food industry and the pharma, big pharma, and all these different places.
Anything that'll make you sick.
They push this stuff on you to cause certain things happen. So why? So you turn to certain people to get like, oh, you're inflamed. Maybe if you take more of these kind of vitamins, pill for that. Or we got this other pill. But like the brown rice and stuff like that, the grains and stuff like that, you got to watch the grains because certain grains you're putting in your body, our body can't break down especially in America.
Yeah,
our American grains fucked like completely. So if you like do some research on like grains for like how it was developed and grown and stuff like that, and why like, and same thing with corn. Like the way we eat our yellow corn, and we're like, man, corn's great, corn's delicious. That's not even what corn looks like. It's all been modified over years that we don't even know that. Hey, corn's black, right? Like it's like a black looking thing. That's literally how it looks, but it's been changed and became normal.
Inbred,
been pushed. Yeah, inbred. It's been pushed on us so much that this is what we have now. So
Frankenstein food, bro, genetically modified.
Like what you think is good for you is not even. It's been pushed on you and marketed on you in a certain way that it's become normal. Like breakfast wasn't even a thing until like like recently. Like you know what I mean? Like,
and different people's breakfast varies depending on like what country and culture.
Yeah, and a lot of us don't even understand our bodies to the point of like, no, when you wake up in the mornings, like your body is still digesting insulin, is pushing out different things. So when you bombard it with more food and heavy foods like bacon and shit, like it's still like,
don't hate on bacon, baby.
Hey man,
you're getting that high protein, baby.
Fuck your bacon.
You're getting high protein.
No, but then you have all this stuff. It's like you could eat that meal, the same thing later on in the day, and it'd probably be more better for you because we just think, no, get the morning started early, eat something early and burn it off throughout the day. But you still haven't even digested the other stuff that's happened from overnight. Yeah,
so what Juan is saying is most people could probably benefit from like fasting a little bit and like interval. What do they call that?
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, intermittent.
Yeah, and it's I don't want to get like all carnivore and shit, but I'm just saying.
As I drink my C4.
Yeah. I'm like drinking my C4.
My red C4.
Yeah. Oh, but no, but what I mean is like, if you think like how we used to be hunter gatherers and stuff, nobody ate in the fucking morning, or if they did, it was like later on in the day. You know what I mean? Speaking
of hunter gatherers and all this stuff, and what I was gonna say is like, if you can, to like, I know Juan's been on this because he's single and he's like he's super focused, right? So he's able to call those shots. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna strictly eat like these items, and this is the type of meal I'm just gonna, because I don't want to overthink it, and I just want to keep it like simple, basic ingredients. So I made a pot roast. We just got half a steer from Mary's Creek Cattle Company, and they were a sponsor for a while. And shout out to them. Oh, they gave me some goat's milk too. It was fire, bro. Freshly squeezed. But anyway, we got all that beef. So I made some, I guess pot roast, they call it, like in the crock pot. So I'm looking forward to, seeing what else I could throw in there. If y'all got any crock pot recipes, man,
put it in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. and the reason I bring it up is because like that's a way of trying to simplify and knowing that, all right, at least 80% of what I eat is not going to be out of a bag, shaped and formed with natural flavorings.
Yeah.
Which we have a video about natural flavorings.
Yeah. Well, fuck it.
Y'all want to watch it? Here you go, man. It's ketchup in the UK versus US.
While you're looking at stuff on the products, ketchup is a favorite around the world. Look at these two bottles. They seem pretty similar. You got the one from the UK over here and the US one over here. Just some differences in the packaging. But wait until you see what's also different with their ingredient list. Check out the differences here. So for the UK bottle of Heinz ketchup, there are about 6 ingredients, all recognizable, but that's not the same for the classic US one. Take a look at how much longer this thing is. There are 3 added ingredients in the US version. See this right here? High fructose corn syrup, and natural flavoring. Those ingredients have raised some controversy the past few years. For example, the Environmental Working Group says natural flavoring, natural, it's not actually that. It's pretty deceiving. To be clear, they're not saying that ketchup is bad for you, but they say it's an example of not always knowing what you're getting. According to EWG, they say natural flavoring can contain mixtures of more than 100 chemicals. Heinz does not list exactly what natural flavorings are. They just say it's a mix of spices. Now today, there are more than 10,000 chemicals and additives allowed in food in the United States, often in small amounts. But they haven't evaluated all of them at the FDA in decades. Doctors say the majority are safe, but some chemicals allowed here have been banned overseas after being linked to...
Man, how many ingredients did the American ketchup?
It had about 3 or 4 extra ingredients, but it was like big, terrible ingredients like the sugars and
the natural flavoring could
natural
be
flavoring.
Over 100 chemicals, bro. Over 100 chemicals.
When I saw this, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. How many things have I been eating with natural flavoring like back in the day? Like, dude, just to give y'all, like, Mom, I love you, but like my mom told me this whenever she got these, I don't know, this bag of like candy looking things.
Like and fruit gummies.
The fruit gummies or something that said like, it's got natural flavoring. And so I remember one time she was like, she showed me the bag. She's like, no, I gave him this. It's good for him because it's got natural flavoring. It says it right there, natural flavor with natural. And I was like, no. That's his flavor natural. It's like apple or whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, an apple is fucking natural. Like this is fucking candy. Like what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah. But dude, and now like, I thought that was bad, just like, that doesn't make any sense. But then understanding it could be a whole concoction of a bunch of bullshit.
Over 100 chemicals.
We don't know what we're giving you, just bam.
They're not even telling you what it is, bro.
A cocktail.
And then it's so deceptive, man. Like, you're calling it natural flavoring. Like, that is so deceptive. You know what I mean? Like, you tricking people with that language.
Yeah, that's that Krabby Patty shit.
Natural flavor.
Yeah, that's the Krabby Patty shit. Like the Krabby Patty secret.
Oh, okay, the secret ingredient.
Yeah, you know what messed up about that though?
What happened?
He's a crab.
Okay, and he's selling Krabby Patties.
Yeah.
Oh, what made you think of that?
I saw a video one time. I've been seeing some videos.
I ain't think of that on my.
I saw it come up, and I was like,
He's like,
"Oh,
the
damn."
CCP told me.
Yeah, I don't really watch SpongeBob, but when I did,
Yeah, but man, I'm still tripping on like, what is it about? What does the UK have in place to where they're like, no, our version. It's like it's decided in Parliament. You know what I mean?
basic human rights, bro.
Yeah, to where like
Other countries do it all the time.
to where like we got to protect our fellow countrymen.
Yeah.
Like, hey, no, that's not allowed. You can't just throw whatever in a package and market it.
So this is what's trippy is like you have other countries that are like, nah, we actually care about our people. While over here it's like,
Sellouts.
nah, we care about, making that bad.
They're like, nah, we care about getting blackmailed, and they're probably getting extorted. And
Like, could you imagine
they
the
got
conversation?
dirt.
Could you imagine that conversation? It's
They're like, oh, this is a picture.
hey,
of
we're
you.
gonna need to put natural flavoring, but we're gonna change it to this. And they're like,
no.
we would never allow that to
It's like,
happen.
here go a picture of you at the brothel with these people.
Or here's an extra milli, and it's like, oh, you
That
know
too.
what? Yeah, you know what? Natural
hey, man,
flavoring is
shit.
great. Hey, I think this shit's good.
No, at first they're like, hey, we want to put over 100 chemicals in the thing. It's like, no, it's like, okay, here goes some money and here goes some blackmail. And it's like, look, man, if you just call it natural flavoring, then then at least do that for me.
If you give me an extra $2 bills, I'll feed it to my kids too. Shit, fuck it.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what they be doing right now. That's what's happening right now. Just feeding it to people you know is eating all that stuff.
Scary, bro.
That's crazy.
And that's why I just stick to products I know how they were sourced. Like Red Pill Blend, baby. You want some of that good coffee?
Miracle.
Some of that good coffee, yeah. It's got a little bit of freedom infused with it. And it ain't got none of that natural flavoring in it.
Yeah.
It ain't got all them random chemicals. But let's get into this next video, man, where homeboy's saying, like, look, bro, everybody's distracted with a bunch of stuff they can't control, and they want you to focus on what you lack.
Ways to keep people stuck. One, get them focused on things they can't control. That's number one. And look at the news. The news is all about getting you to focus on things you can't control. That's going to keep you stuck. Number two, get you to focus on the things you don't have. So now we're going to focus on control and we're going to focus on lack. And just think about the news. Back test what I'm saying. Now you're all out there, and all in the solution is now out there. You're looking out there for it. And then the last one is, I need to make sure I get you stuck in the past or in the future. Right? Now I've taken all power from you. And it is not all like somebody else can do this. We do this to ourselves. We focus on things we can't control. We focus on things we don't have, and we focus on the past or we focus on the future, keeping ourselves powerless to change our lives. So taking back control is, I focus on the one thing I can control, myself. I focus on the things I do have, gratitude, and I get in the very real present moment. Now is all there is of time. Now is all there is of time. And all creation happens now.
And there it is, man. They don't want you to know you got natural flavoring, and they it's like I've heard that almost like on some mass scale MK Ultra type thing with like just the constant trauma and panic that they have us in, like this little hypnosis, psychosis type of thing, where it's like, imagine, not to get all woo woo, but imagine if humanity does have like a frequency, or there is like a love frequency, like peace, you know what I mean? Like for the most part, I know people don't, it sounds too utopian to be like, oh, can't we all just get along?
Well, it's because keep going.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I know there's gonna be conflicts, like no matter what. Hey, bro, even before the media, there were conflicts and beef and war and famine and everything else. But what I'm saying is, like, man, like, like imagine the natural state that we could all be in, but because they hit us with a certain type of fear frequency and division and got you focused on stuff you can't control, to where it leads to probably health issues and a lot of, headaches.
I think it's just a lot of what's the word? Ignorance now, because a lot of things changed, like in the well, as the kids say, in the 1900s, like where some of us were born. But a lot of things changed back then, where there's big major changes that happened that put it in place where you have a nation of workers, not thinkers, right?
Mm-hmm,
so then we lose touch little bits by little bits of like like people don't pay attention to the details. They just think, it's a little detail. Don't worry about it. It's, whatever. We know what happened. We'll never forget. And then years happen, life happens, and people forget how certain things started. Like, how did our educational system become like this? How did we become so lost, and how did we become so, like, basically how did it come to where we started just like inherently just like being stuck to a job, or just doing what working for other people was great or not? Where did all the innovation go? Like from, back then, like where there was a lot of innovation, but now it's like, well, no, just work hard, get the American dream, and just get the house, get the car, and just go to a good job, and
go
just
to college.
Be a good man.
Go to college.
Be a good woman.
Get in debt.
Like, pay that off. It's going to be great. Like, you're going to be able to vacation and blah, 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 blah. And the reality is, a lot of the entrepreneurs and people that work and that don't work for anybody, they realize, like, oh, no, there's work all the time. Like, I'm always working. Like, I'm always doing certain things because that's the life I want to live. While other people are sold this thing in their imagination of like, man, I get to retire one day and I'm gonna be on a beach and I don't have to do nothing.
Get my 401k.
It's gonna be great. I'm gonna enjoy all these riches when I'm 80. It's gonna be amazing.
Get that Social Security check.
Yeah, get that Social Security check. That's gonna kick in. Yeah, it just doesn't apply to my generation. It's gonna be gone. Like, it's just, there's a lot of things that we were told as lies, sold as lies, and now it's coming up to where it's like, why can't I keep up with my bills anymore?
Yeah. Why am I drowning in debt?
Why was Black Friday so shitty this last year?
But KJP just said that everything's normal and everything's on the up and up. I remember, like, when I would hear when I would see, like, quote unquote conspiracy theory memes where it's like, all these corporations own these things and they're in cahoots with this, and the same people that own this, and that's why they're promoting this. And it's like, it's got to be way more nuanced than that. It's like, you can't tell me that everything's a farce and everything's propped up, like everything's a psyop. And then you start to peep game. Like, at first it sounds crazy. Like, man, they want you sick, fat, distracted, weak, low T, disarmed, no family, like no offspring. And they just want you staring at a screen all day. It's like, well, I mean, it's free markets and there's capitalism. And it's like, there's going to be snack options in video games. It's up to you whether you want to fall into that. But I remember when Juan was telling me that you were trying to explain to your son, like, look, son, I'm trying to teach you about these different choices that you have so you can understand the big picture on the long run. And he's just like, I just don't get why you're all of a sudden want to buy these supplements and you're telling me not to eat this and that or whatever. It's like, look, kid, there's a lot of rich, powerful people that want us dead. So kind of hard to explain.
Some people try to kill you. Just take my word for it.
And he's just like, oh, word. Okay.
So like,
ops.
Yeah, that's why I watch anime with him, because I'm like, okay, like, you are Luffy on this ship, okay, and you trying to do this thing, and there's these people trying to get you.
That's how life is.
And I just explained it through an animation. He's like, okay,
he's like,
you know
how in that one anime. Well, that's kind of like the World Economic Forum, and
that's how I talk to my son. That's why every parent, if you want to really communicate some shit to your kids, you got to do the boring, hard, shitty work of trying to understand what they're into, so that you can communicate shit in metaphors in their shit. So they're like, oh, that's what, why didn't you just say that? And it's like, because I didn't know what the fuck roadblocks was. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to learn all these different things just to be able to have a language between y'all. And that's what I've kind of discovered with my son, where it's like, oh.
That's why, like, for the parents, man, I feel like teaching, I guess, discernment is so important, only because because a lot of times stuff that's not good for you is getting pushed and confusing, like, and propped up to where, like, things like, plant-based and, it's veganism. It's like, there's different philosophies, right? Some people can argue different things, but at the same time, if, like, I mean, come on, bro, like, I'm sure the soy milk business is like, they probably make a pretty penny because they're still in business. But like, if you have to explain it to someone who's like, but I thought it was good for you. Otherwise, why would they sell it? And it's plant-based. I mean, that's got to be worth something. And once you explain like, nah, man, this has fillers. They process it like this. They got to add this so that it doesn't, they're trying to make it seem like milk. So they got to do a lot of stuff to it. And there's water in there. And
let me break it down like this. And this is the way I look at it now, just because like when I started working with Chingo and I started getting into like the social media stuff and what is it and all this stuff. And I started realizing, oh, a lot of this shit is like marketing and sales, and this is all there in business and entrepreneur. I was like, oh, and then I started looking at like people like Mr. Beast and stuff like that hire, what is it called? Psychiatrists and shit to help them with their like what helps like get like views, like as far as like clickbait, like
help me go viral.
What makes you get the psyche interested in thinking, and what are the main things? How does sex sell? And
keep them on the hook,
right? So then when you start to understand that, you start looking at everything else, and you're like, wait. So if you just break it down to its bare bone minimum, what do you need to survive? What does humans always need to survive? Okay, water, cool. Okay, some type of food source. What did we used to eat? Or just break it down to what we needed before we were like, you know what? Milk is really a good source of thing, or this is good and this is good. Maybe you could add this to get muscles and stuff. It's like, are you trying to be a bodybuilder? What do you actually need? And then what do you need for your lifestyle? Not what does this fucking 6'4" fucking rock looking motherfucker on, because
what does Chingo Bling need?
He eats all that because he needs to fuel all the muscles and different things of the way he looks. But what do you need for somebody that works at a bank or something? Like, do you need to be like, you know what? I'm fucking, I'm gonna get these emails.
I gotta drink a gallon of milk. It's like, bro, you haven't moved from your desk.
You haven't even done the basic stuff, and you're like, you know what, bro? I'm gonna start eating like The Rock today.
It's like, bro, you're lactose intolerant.
Yeah, you're trying to do all kinds of shit that you're like, bro, you may not need milk right now, because like, hey man, maybe you're drinking too much milk. You don't know. You have to figure out what's going on with you. Start from the bottom and then try to figure out like, how do I add stuff? What do I take off? What am I eating that's bad? What's the basic shit? Like, am I drinking enough water? Okay, and
like what's the truth, right? Because there's popular fads and there's like, nah, I heard that you just got to do this, or like, nah, I heard that this is what's important, or there's this movement, there's the red pill movement. No, you're supposed to be a bro. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be traditional. You should have been married already. You know what I mean? It's like, why you ain't have enough kids? Elon Musk said our population, and it's like, fuck. What I'm saying is, how do you guide your kids? Do you hear that? Earbuds?
No.
Why is my ear buzzing?
I don't know, bro.
But somebody tell me, do y'all hear that buzz? Am I right here? That must be the ops, bro.
That's probably the ops.
The ops, they shooting a beam and shit. But like, basically, how do you train your kids to understand pitfalls to avoid? In other words, and I'm gonna just pick on veganism, right? Because it's on like the top of my mind. Yeah. But like, imagine if one of your kids, and no offense to vegans, right? Because I know like a lot of cool vegans and shit. What's the other one? Oh no, vegetarian, right?
But even if you're doing vegetarian or vegan, like there's still stuff that you could be putting in your body that if you don't know where it's coming from, like how many pesticides are they putting in? Are you washing it correctly? Are you using the right stuff to even wash the vegetables you're eating? And like,
because some vegan vegetarian people are like, oh, I'm vegan, I'm vegetarian. It's like, okay, well, you drink nothing but Monster and eat French fries. Like, how's that good? It's like, it doesn't have meat. And it's like, yeah, but you're eating nothing but French fries.
Yeah, you're eating fucking McDonald's French fries that are genetically enhanced and modified to fucking with poisons that fuck you up even worse than anything.
Damn, bro. Yeah, man. I saw Cat Williams talking about that video, how like the process of how McDonald's makes their fries, and it makes you wonder. Like,
we did one on an episode too.
When we talked about yeah. So what I'm saying is like, can you imagine being able to see the play-by-play of like, it'd be kind of hard to do, even scientifically speaking, because if it's only one fry one time. But can you imagine, like, did you see that documentary, that dude that supersized me? He's like, I'm eating nothing but McDonald's. Mm-hmm. I wonder if those fries were the same ones.
Was he eating fries too?
I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, bro, he was eating nothing but McDonald's for like a month, and then he showed how he was getting sick.
Yeah, like so he's getting sick from that, but like they're trying to probably the thing is that people are like, man, I'm gonna lose weight by eating like these things. Like, dude, yes, calories in versus calories out does work and it's effective for losing weight, but it doesn't mean you're doing good, because if you're just doing calories in versus calories out, you're telling me you're gonna have the same energy being on nothing but donuts instead of nothing but protein meats. Like, you know what I mean? Like the same type of, like if you eat enough donuts with the same type of calories that you know, like a lean meat would have, or like a meat that had like some fat in it, you're gonna be more healthier over here and live longer than if you're just eating this shit and it's got the same calories. You're gonna lose weight both ways because it's not as much calories, but you're gonna have skin deficiencies. You're gonna have different things going off. Your sugar is gonna spike like crazy. Like there's different things, the variations. That's why these fads don't work, because most of them are based off of, well, if we just trick them with the calories in versus calories out, hey, you can eat whatever you want, but eat this type of thing. You're still eating shit most of the time. So if you just break it down to water and just the basic shit, it's easier to kind of, because some of y'all are like, man, I don't have time to be doing all that counting and stuff. Just eat better shit. Like if you're eating meat, like whole meats and shit like that, like
an egg,
like
fish,
whatever,
chicken.
like where you're getting full off of it, like because you're gonna get full with meats and stuff like that. And if you're drinking enough water, you're more than likely not hungry, because a lot of the foods that we eat as Americans, like chips and stuff like that, they have chemicals in it to like make you want them more. Like it's worse than crack, because it's like literally they've found a way to fuck with your taste buds to be like, oh my god,
we're gonna make
this
some crack.
Dorito's amazing. I need another one.
We're gonna make some crackheads.
Once you pop it, the fun don't stop. Like, there's like these little catchphrases.
Bitch can't pop just one.
Yeah, there's all this stuff, but we don't ever think about that. It's all been one big marketing scheme of getting you to eat more of the stuff so that they can make more money. That's what it's been. Like if you break it all down to its bare bone, and so if you just go to water and then you start your way up and you start drinking enough water, you're not even hungry most of the time. You're just bored.
Just don't eat that. Just don't drink that tap water, man.
Yeah. Sorry, I went on a rant. My bad.
That Manguera water.
My bad.
Well, it is. I mean, it's complicated, right? We could be here all day. Like, okay, well, what type of water? Like, well, what's your sodium intake? Like, are you gonna put something in the water? And it's like,
Mr. C4.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm coming off of it soon. All right.
I'm gonna wean myself up, bro.
We just need a little bit more. We just need a little bit more. What's the word?
Focus.
Not focus.
Energy.
Some
caffeine.
Some
flavor. Natural flavoring.
Nah. So some. What's the thing? Like motivation? Not motivated. What's the
purpose?
What does this thing do for me? It fucking helps me get creative. Yeah, it helps me get creative.
Word.
My creative
like
juice. Sorry.
I wonder how much of that is like placebo effect, where it's like, no, it's my little routine, and it kicks my mind.
Look, man, I've already I'm gonna come off of it soon.
No, I feel you.
Gonna see it.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I need a little something right now in my damn self. I'm thinking I'm about to go heat up some more of that pot roast, even though I just ate like 1,000 chips. But
they were healthy blue corn chips.
Yeah,
like with no certain things.
And then I forget the word. I think it says like fuck. It says it on the package. Basically, they had that they had that limestone to break down the corn and make it nutritious. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And that's why I ate 1,000 of them. But thank you guys for tuning in, man. Real talk. We're actually missing out on the whole reality show. Like if y'all could see all the behind the scenes, like before we press record, we are definitely on the grind. We definitely working hard. We're getting all these packages out to you guys, adding more products to the store, adding more cities, trying to gear up. My Facebook ads thing is like down. So we'll work around that. I don't know why they kicked me off of there. We'll work around that. But more than anything, man, we just appreciate you guys like sharing, showing up, telling a friend, and keeping it going.
Yeah. Thank you for all your patience and stuff like that. But, new merch, new Theo Hooven merch, the Sancho Life
collection.
You got we said we weren't gonna put it on the websites and stuff, but we talked about it. And
Tour
it was
ended.
like, bro,
Tour's over.
Tour's over.
End of the
people
year.
want Fedia shit, and we didn't go to all the cities in America, and you got fans everywhere.
Yeah, so if you in Detroit,
make it available online.
Yeah. Whatever's left.
Whatever's left, from what we got. So it's like put it out there, see who wants it that we didn't get to go see, maybe in Washington or whatever. Be like, what Fedia? What's up?
Yeah. For sure. And more fresh new stuff for next year. So happy new year. And we appreciate the love. See you next time. That's